Hi, my name is Jacqui Money. I live in an off-grid tiny house in South Africa, and I'm building a food forest. I've got five beautiful dogs, two of them giant breed. And yes, I know, giant breed dogs in a tiny house. It's hysterical. A husband named Warren, and he's even more introverted than I am. And I love helping women run and scale big businesses with tiny teams and custom back-end systems. That's what I absolutely love doing. I believe everything can be simpler and easier and tinier so that we can all live bigger, better lives. And today I'm interviewing my good friend and fellow automation nerd, Laura Kumar. Laura is a website and tech automation specialist for female business owners who love their work, but not their website. She creates stunning money making websites for female entrepreneurs without the tech overwhelm. With her signature VIP website experience, she'll take your outdated website and turn it into one that looks good and sells. Leave the automations to her as she creates an intentional customer journey that converts your website visitors into paying clients. Welcome, Laura. I'm so happy you're here.
Thank you so much, Jacqui. I'm so excited to be here on the show.
Me as well. I can't wait to dive into all the questions I have for you. So, tell me about your business journey.
Oh my goodness. It has been a wild ride. Let me just say. So, I started in the online space not by choice necessarily. I feel like there's a lot of people that worked a side hustle, like made the big leap. I was actually pregnant with my first child and had this super quote unquote secure corporate job. And
Mhm.
I worked remote for them, which wasn't really a common thing back in 2015. And then I got the call one morning at 8 a.m. that my position had been eliminated.
Oh,
And so I was just sort of thrown into like, what are we going to do? I'm pregnant, like going and finding another job where I could make the kind of money I was making in corporate was just, with the baby, it wasn't going to work. So my husband, who's also an entrepreneur and has a physical location business, he is in manufacturing and manufactures custom boat enclosures. We decided we would have me stay home with the baby and figure out this web design business that I had been dabbling in on the side, not charging enough and just trying to figure it out and like making websites for friends and things. And so that
mhm.
was in 2015 and it took really, it felt like a long time to, like, get my footing right and just, like, figure out what I was doing and find amazing clients. I made a few pivots along the way. I went down the route of doing virtual assistant work and took, like, a VA course, which led me to doing more tech VA things because I really love the techie bits on the back end just like you do.
Yeah.
And then I again, like, had some more pivots when COVID hit and all those things, and I went back to doing web designs and doing VIP days because time was a little different when COVID was happening. So,
Mm.
now today I'm back to doing, like, what I love, which is really looking at going with my clients and finding out, like, what is their big vision? What's the big overall picture that they want to accomplish? And just breaking it down into the details and saying, okay, here's all the bits and pieces we need to make that vision a reality. And I love doing that strategy with my clients and really being so intentional, like you said in the intro, about like the user experience and the customer journey, because I feel like that's something that is so incredibly important and not necessarily always talked about. I know I
Yes.
have a lot of clients that they in looking at their website and asking them the questions like, "Well, what's the purpose of this page? What are we doing here?" And they look at it a little different. So I love doing that with
Love that.
clients. I love cleaning up the back end of their business so
Oh,
that it's so that it's just smooth. Like I mean, I know you talk about this
yes.
all the time.
Do
Because it should be simple. Our
mm.
s our clients should not have to stress about the back end tech, the back end of their business, the back end of their website. It should be clean and simplified. That is what I truly believe. So that's kind of
I,
my
I
in a nutshell.
I love that because that's why you and I clicked from the first minute we met. We love
Yeah.
simplifying things and breaking down the tech for our clients. So then my clients have me automate all sorts of things from email follow up. I do automated interview systems in Airtable. So I'm very curious, and I ask all my interviewees, what was the first thing that you remember automating in your business?
Well, that's a good question. What was the first thing I automated in my business? I feel like it would be Acuity and, like, setting up having, like, a
Love it.
calendar booking system, and then it has the reminders in it and, like, integrating that with my website. I feel like that was probably the first thing, and I mean, I'm such a huge fan of Acuity. I love it so much. I know there's so many other
Mhm.
tools out there too, but I'm just such a lover of Acuity and all that it can do.
Yes, I agree. And I actually did a video, which I will link somewhere around here, about the 10 reasons. I think it was 10 reasons why I love Acuity. So, yes, for those of you who want to go and watch why we actually love Acuity and what Acuity can do, it's just amazing. It fast passes any other scheduling tool, in my opinion, anyway.
I agree with that opinion.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, in terms of your business, how did it help you and your business? Can you like speak to that a little bit?
Oh, absolutely. Again, as I had said that when I first started my business online, I had a newborn baby and then now I have 2 children. And so doing this kind of juggle constantly, being able to send out a link and not have to do this like back and forth of like, hey, let's meet at this time. Well, would this day work for you? Oh no, that doesn't work for me. And all this back and forth, just sending a link. And then I'm out walking the dog or I'm taking the baby to the park or whatever I'm doing. And I get
Mm.
that notification email that someone booked. Or even better, because I have a lot of offerings that I do in Acuity as well, and getting that payment notification
Oh, yes.
when I'm, like, out doing life is just, like,
Yeah,
the most amazing thing ever. So for me, things running on the back end while I'm living life, I mean, that's priceless.
absolutely. I 100% agree. And I love those little notifications on my phone. So, it's wonderful. So, a lot of people that I work with say that having automation in their business has saved them so much time. Some people say like 3 hours, some people say a week, some people say 10 hours. And so, for some people, we were able to automate a whole role in a company. So, do you remember how much time this particular automation saved you?
I mean, I feel I'm a solopreneur, I do not have a team, and I feel like
Yeah.
the automations that I've set up in my business has saved me from hiring a VA
Yes.
and building a team because I've been able to automate the back end. I also have a very extensive email nurture sequence set up, and I do that for clients as well. And that to me is huge because I can focus on getting people in the front end and go out and be visible and share about my freebies and have people join my list. And once they join, I know they're going to be nurtured for about a month and
Take
a half.
care.
And then
Yes.
I need to finish doing more. But to me, like the peace of mind knowing that the goal is to, get in front of more people, help more people. And in doing that, I can go again, speak on summits, get on podcasts, have interviews like this. And I know they're going to be nurtured and get to know me and start building that know, like, and trust. And get a idea of who I am and how I can help them. And so I love that peace of mind of knowing they're being nurtured. Like it's an amazing feeling.
Yes, I love that. And I love that you mentioned you being a solopreneur without a team, because that is exactly what I love doing is automating your business to the point where you don't have to hire a huge team. Because myself being an introvert, I don't want to manage people. Well, if I do want to manage people, I want to manage the minimum amount of people. So I don't want to build a big agency or a huge team and have to be responsible and manage a whole lot of people. And so that's kind of where I came from in the automation side of it, where it's like I looked at the business and I said, what can I automate so that I don't have to hire people in the business? And, the other thing with automation is it works for you 24/7. You can't make a person work for you 24/7. So that's the other thing I like about automation. Absolutely. So a lot of my clients have me create Airtable and ClickUp systems and automations. They have me automate their email, their scheduling, their social media, their client management. So I'm curious, what are your top three favorite automations currently?
My favorite automations, I love that you actually set this up for me. You set up my Airtable, gosh, a year or so ago, I feel like it
Yes.
was. And so I have my podcast, Be Bold, Make Waves, that you've been a guest on. And when someone goes and signs up to or schedules their interview, it goes right into my Airtable. And so for me, what also goes in there is their headshot, their bio, all the questions I ask them, it goes right in there. I know where it is when it's time for me to go create the graphics and when I get my interview, because I read off the bio at the beginning of the podcast interview. It's all right there. I know where it is. I
Okay.
have a new favorite automation that I just set up where also when they schedule that interview, automatically the guest release form contract gets sent to them. And so
Oh, I
that's
love that.
my new very favorite automation. I just got that
I
up.
love it.
Gosh, there's so many automations. I love all my automations.
You and I can talk like for days on automation, right?
Yes, I am just so with you on board on the same page with
Yeah.
like, it is so important in our business to have these automations so that we can either work on the front end of our business or go live life, plant the food forest, hang out with the dogs, go for a walk, be with our kids. Like,
Yes.
that's why we're doing this. We're not supposed to be working so hard. I don't believe in hustle culture.
Yes. No, neither do I. I don't think we should be working all the time. So, I mean, if we can get a tool or a machine to do something for us while we are out living life, what a pleasure. And I feel like hiring a tool to do something over hiring a person to do something, it's actually cheaper in the long run.
And also, I think it's also important for us as entrepreneurs to understand how everything's running on the back end.
Mm,
Um,
absolutely.
and I think setting up those automations and really truly understanding how all the pieces connect is so important too, because I find a lot of times clients are paying for tech that they're not using and they don't realize what
Yes.
it's for and all that. And so that's just, yeah, it doesn't need to
Yeah.
be happening. And so really
Yeah.
understanding the tech that you have and that your business is actually utilizing, I think is really important.
Yes, I 100% agree. And what I do with clients is I usually advise them to do like what I call a slingshot season. So I call it a slingshot season because we're actually pulling back to propel them forward in their business. So we're pulling back in terms of doing all the things and going after all the shiny objects. And we're focusing on putting in place the systems and processes and workflows that they need in the business to catapult them into, growth in the long run. Because if you don't have those systems and processes in place, you're not going to grow as quickly or at all.
Yep. I
Yeah.
agree. Yeah, I feel like a lot of times also in business, like I know a lot of clients, I've seen this where they're growing every year and they're grow, 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 grow. And they have, these
Yes.
seasons where all of a
Too
sudden they
much
see
going.
this expansive growth and they do need to take that time, like you're saying, the
Yes.
slingshot year where they slow down, kind of maintain, and let's get
Yes.
the back end cleaned up, systems and processes in place so that you're ready to continue on that growth pattern.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. And I find like a lot of people, they just want to grow, 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 grow all the time. And that's not sustainable.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's a recipe for burnout.
Yeah. Recipe for burnout. And maybe your business is not going to be geared up to actually handle the growth because you haven't put in like the systems that can grow with the business.
Got to reinforce the walls before you start building up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love it. So I want to wrap up this interview on a high note. So tell the audience, what is your bigger vision for your company so that we can cheer you on?
My big vision. Oh, I have a lot of big vision.
Oh,
My big
tell us.
my big vision is really helping so many women be able to show up online and in their business the way they feel that feels good to them and
Mm,
having a website that truly reflects who they are, what they do, and how they help people and the magic they bring to their clients. And in having that confidence that their website and the back end, the tech and everything is supporting their business, they can go on to change more lives. And that creates a ripple effect. And I love that. And I love when my clients come back with results for me. And I love cheering them on. My clients become some of my best friends. Like,
Mhm.
I just love
Yep.
my clients. It's a long-term relationship. Like,
Yeah,
we're in it for
absolutely.
the long haul. I care so much about their businesses and their success, and seeing that to me, like, is part of my big vision, is just watching them as they continue to grow and have success in their business. For me, it's also just like connecting with more people. I've been real intentional the last 2 years with getting more visible. I launched my podcast. I've just really been growing in relationship building and all that, and that to me really lights me up. I'm definitely an introvert, but I also need, like, people connection because I'm just around a lot of small children or home with my
Oh
dogs, which I
gosh.
love
Yeah.
with the animals, but I do love the interaction, especially
Other yes.
meeting people in person. I just went to a live event, which was amazing, and, like, being able to talk tech and funnels and online business to people in real life
I
is
love
really amazing because I don't have a lot of
different.
people that I can
Yeah.
talk to that about, and so I've just I guess my big vision is continuing. I have a lot of really good connections I've made. You and I talk all the time
All the
in
time.
Voxer and in Messenger. I have other friends that I've built and grown in the online space that we have some really tight-knit little, like, masterminds that we've created, just peer led.
Mhm.
And that to me has just been really amazing and lights me up. And I just want that
Amazing.
to continue as my business continues to grow.
I love it, Laura. Thank you so much for being on this interview. And I'm going to put all your links below. I'm going to put Laura's podcast link below as well, so you guys can all go and listen. I'm so thankful that you were here. Thank you so much, Laura.
Thank you so much for having me, Jackie. This was so much fun.